Once upon a time, about 150 million years ago, during the Jurassic period, all the dinosaurs ruled the land. Deep in the jungle of the northern supercontinent, Pleuresia, there was Troy the ferocious bipedal carnivore, Tyrannosaurus rex, stomping in the jungle. He was out to find food. The weather was just how he likes, warm and humid. High above Priscilla the carnivore pterodactyl was catching fast-moving flying insects with her beak. Suddenly she saw Troy coming below. Then she swooped down to the ground to warn the other dinosaurs and shouted to run, fly, or swim. When Brian the brontosaurus heard Priscilla, he lumbered over to her and said, "Troy can't hurt me because I'm so big." Priscilla answered, "Okay, but be careful. Troy can be tricky, and it is still dangerous." "I can hit him with my long forelimbs," Brian assured Priscilla. When Troy saw Brian, he said, "Hello, Brian. How are you doing? I have no time to fool around with you because I need something to eat, and you're too big to fit in my mouth." "Of course I am too big to fit in your mouth," Brian boasted. Troy then slowly moved around Brian, asking, "I'll bet there's not even one single part of you that would fit in my mouth." Brian thought about it for a minute and said, "Open your mouth and let me see." Troy closed his eyes and opened his mouth. Brian held his head up to Troy's mouth and it was too large. Then he held up his foot up to Troy's mouth and it was way too big. Finally he moved the end of his tail to Troy's mouth and said, "Happily, it fits Troy." Then opened his eyes and smiled, biting down hard on Brian's tail, saying, "Yummy!" Brian's huge body jumped in the air, shouting loudly, "Ouch!" Brian pulled his tail from Troy's mouth and then ran away, remembering Priscilla's words. Troy was still hungry, so he continued his hunt. Later in the day, he smelled something coming from a big cave. Troy looked inside and saw a Tyrannosaurus named Daisy. Troy quietly tiptoed behind her to grab the fast and difficult-to-catch dinosaur. When he saw that she was mommy with lots of babies, his surprise alerted Daisy and her children that he was there, and they were able to run away before he could